Congratulations on this very real achievement. How do you feel about having the longest run ever in the London theatre?
Well, naturally, I think it's wonderful.
Have you ever met a real criminal?
Maybe. But I don't know if so.
December 3rd, 1926 began like any other chilly winter evening in Sunningdale, Berkshire. Agatha Christie, already a celebrated author at just 36 years old, seemed poised to enjoy a quiet evening. Her novel, The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, had become a sensation, cementing her place as one of the brightest stars in crime fiction. But behind the facade of literary success, her personal life was unraveling. That evening, Agatha kissed her young daughter Rosalind goodnight, got into her car, and vanished into the night. What followed was a mystery that even Hercule Poirot or Miss Marple might struggle to solve. The next morning, her car was discovered abandoned near Newlands Corner, a chalk quarry in Surrey. The vehicle was lodged in bushes, its bonnet buried as though it had skidded off the road. Inside were some of Agatha's belongings, a fur coat, a dressing case, and her driver's license. To the untrained eye, it looked like a scene from one of her novels, possibly the prelude to foul play. The discovery sparked a media frenzy. Headlines screamed of the famous author's disappearance, and speculation ran rampant. Had she met with an accident? Had she run away? Or was something more sinister at play? The police and public scrambled to piece together what might have happened, and the line between reality and fiction blurred. Agatha's personal life provided plenty of fodder for speculation. Her marriage to Archibald Christie, a former Royal Flying Corps officer, was in shambles. Archie had fallen in love with another woman, Nancy Neal, and just months earlier, he had asked Agatha for a divorce. The tension came to a head on the evening of December 3rd, when the couple had a heated argument. Archie stormed out to spend the weekend with friends. Hours later, Agatha disappeared. Some believed she had taken her own life, despondent over her failing marriage. Others suspected Archie of foul play, theorizing that he had murdered his wife to clear the way for his affair. Some even proposed that the entire episode was an elaborate publicity stunt to boost book sales, a notion dismissed by those who knew Agatha's reserved and private nature. Adding to the intrigue was a strange sighting. A man claimed he had seen Agatha wandering along a road early on the morning of December 4th. He described her as sparsely dressed for such an inclement morning and behaving oddly. This account only deepened the mystery. Where had she been going, and why? The police launched a massive search effort. Volunteers combed the countryside around Newlands Corner, while divers explored nearby ponds and quarries. Reports emerged that airplanes had joined the search, though later records revealed this was likely an exaggeration by the press. Public interest in the case ballooned. For a nation accustomed to reading about fictional whodunits, the disappearance of their favorite author was almost too tantalizing to believe. Among those drawn to the mystery was Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, creator of Sherlock Holmes. A keen spiritualist, Conan Doyle visited a medium, presenting them with one of Agatha's gloves in the hope of gaining insight into her whereabouts. Meanwhile, Dorothy L. Sayers, another prominent crime writer, joined the search, speculating about the clues left behind at Newlands Corner. Theories ranged from the plausible to the outlandish. Some wondered if Agatha had staged her disappearance to humiliate Archie by taking on the name Nancy Neal. Others believed she had suffered a breakdown, overwhelmed by the pressures of fame and personal turmoil. After 11 agonizing days, the mystery took an unexpected turn. A member of the public recognized Agatha at the Swan Hydro, a luxury hotel in Harrogate, Yorkshire. She had checked in under the name Teresa Neal, her husband's mistress. When approached by police, Agatha seemed confused and disoriented, unable to explain her actions or recall the events of the previous days. Doctors diagnosed her with amnesia, possibly brought on by a fugue state, a rare psychological condition often triggered by trauma. Her husband corroborated this, describing her as suffering from a nervous disorder and memory loss. However, skeptics were not convinced. Could such a prolific writer, known for her meticulous plotting, truly lose track of her own narrative? Agatha's silence on the matter only fueled speculation. She never publicly discussed her disappearance, even in her autobiography published decades later. This left the door open for endless debate. Was it a genuine mental health crisis, or a calculated act of rebellion against an unfaithful husband. The aftermath of her disappearance was as dramatic as the event itself. Archie faced scrutiny not just for his infidelity, but for refusing to contribute to the cost of the search, which he dismissed as entirely a police matter. Politicians questioned whether the resources allocated to finding Agatha were excessive, with some accusing the police of overreacting. However, local officials defended their actions, arguing that the circumstances of her disappearance justified a robust response. Despite the controversy, Agatha's literary career emerged unscathed. In fact, the incident may have bolstered her mystique, adding a layer of intrigue to her already fascinating persona. She divorced Archie in 1928 and later married Max Mallowan, an archaeologist who shared her love of travel and adventure. Over the following decades, Agatha became the best-selling novelist of all time, her works captivating millions worldwide. The disappearance of Agatha Christie remains one of the most enduring mysteries of the 20th century. It offers a rare glimpse into the personal struggles of a public figure and serves as a reminder that even the most brilliant minds can be vulnerable to life's pressures. The incident also highlights the power of narrative, how a real-life event can take on a life of its own, shaped by speculation, imagination, and the passage of time. Was Agatha's disappearance a momentary lapse brought on by emotional distress? Or was it a deliberate act of defiance against a society that often demanded silence from women in pain? Perhaps we will never know. But as with all great mysteries, the questions are just as compelling as the answers. Agatha herself might have appreciated the irony. After all, she built her legacy on unraveling the seemingly inexplicable. And yet, her own life presented a puzzle that defies resolution, a testament to the complexity of human experience and the enduring allure of the unknown. In the end, perhaps it doesn't matter whether we uncover the truth. The story of Agatha Christie's disappearance reminds us that life is often as strange and unpredictable as fiction. And sometimes the greatest mysteries are the ones we carry with us, unsolved but unforgettable.